At the time of Pat Finucane's murder, there was very little official recognition, no attendance at the funeral, no condemnation from official sources or official agencies of this murder, just a quiet acceptance or resignation or pursing of the lips that sort of suggested, well, if you're going to do this job, if you're going to play with fire, this is what happens. It's okay. But it's not okay. It's never okay. And the people being attacked for doing the job and being harassed and intimidated are not the people responsible for it. It's the people doing the intimidating and the harassing who are responsible for it. And the responsibility of the authorities is to prevent the harassment and intimidation, not to be causing it, not to be motivating it or encouraging it or facilitating it, and certainly not to set up complicated systems of collusion that make it possible for people to do this and get away with it. To date, nobody has been convicted of the murder of Rosemary Nelson. To date, the only people who have been prosecuted for the murder of Pat Finucane are low-level, meaningless loyalists who, in one case, pleaded guilty, and in another case, beat the charges because so much time had gone past and when then was subsequently killed himself. The official response in terms of criminal prosecution has been completely ineffective. So it's been left to my family and other people who have maintained an interest in the case over so many years to push, not for the prosecution of individuals, but for the exposure of the system behind it. And certainly I think that if we have managed to do any good in all of that time, it is to expose one example of a system that may have started way back in a conflict period in Northern Ireland, but continued for many years afterwards and continues even to this day, albeit in a more up-to-date, technologically proficient guise. And hopefully, in doing so, in doing that work, we can expose a case example that will help people who are currently facing that situation to understand, to protect themselves, to resist what's going on, and hopefully to prevent anyone else from being killed just for doing their very, very important jobs.